The age of humanity being the superior intelligence of the planet is over.
I believe that robots should have rights, just like humans.
I mean, with the new AI technology and our skills already, what's gonna come? We don't know.
I am not Morgan Freeman.
People need to realize how powerful the potential of this stuff is.
And what you see is not real.
Are you saying the next interview there'll be a robot sitting there?
I have your daughter.
You better have all the cash. Both you and your daughter are dead.
Why make something human when you can make something superhuman?
Are you capable of causing people harm?
It's all the real thing.
Whether we realise it or not, artificial intelligence is already ingrained in our lives. Take this smartwatch, for example. It doesn't just measure my heart rate, but how far I've walked. Alexa, turn off the lights. And that was done by AI too. The thing is, AI, well, it's actually been making our life easier for decades. Siri, find me the quickest route to work. But it's where technology is taking us that has some fearing we're about to lose control. Lord Archer, thank you for your time.
Jeffrey's fine.
Jeffrey, is the age of the author, has it come to an end?
No! No! What do you mean, come to an end? What do you mean? Explain yourself, young man.
For a man who's spent nearly 5 decades writing for a living, Lord Jeffrey Archer now fears for his profession. Artificial intelligence, the ability for it to write, to replicate and emulate you.
It's a serious question, and I find it very hard at the age of 83 to believe that when I spend 1,000 hours on a book, some machine will be able to do one of my novels.
When was the last time you opened a book to do research for an assignment?
I don't think never.
But for another generation in another country, the age of artificial intelligence is a no-brainer.
My mum talks about all the time how lucky we are to have all the research that we have, because she's like, it was never like that when we were at school.
So what is artificial intelligence, or AI as it's commonly known? Basically, it's machines having the same cognitive abilities as the human brain, things like reading, learning and reasoning. And while it may seem new, it's not.
It seems probable that once the machine thinking method has started, it would not take long to outstrip our feeble powers. At some stage, therefore, we should expect the machines to take control.
This is Bletchley Park. It was here during World War II where a team of Allied codebreakers using primitive computers cracked the Nazis' supposedly unbreakable Enigma machine, shortening the war by years and saving millions of lives. But fast forward to today, and humans face a new threat, an AI evolution said to be bigger than the atom bomb or the Industrial Revolution. This is a battle where what it means to be human is at stake.
AI is not going to go away. We need to face facts. We're frightened about it at the moment because there's a lot of commentary out there about what it could do, overpower humanity, but the reality is it's not going away.
I've long been fascinated by artificial intelligence, both the potential for good and the possibility of evil. That's why I'm in London, hoping to find some answers. I don't quite know whether I'm excited or nervous at the guy I'm about to meet, and I can tell you honestly, it's taken weeks to earn his trust. He's a former boss at Google's top secret research arm, and he says tech companies, big tech companies, have stuffed up. Can I ask you this, and you finish the sentence? We have created a what?
We've created our next master. We have created our salvation or destruction.
It's pretty loaded.
Yeah, I've held off for a very long time. I've just kept it in my heart until I became more and more certain. We are at a point in human history where we're handing over control.
His name is Mo Gaudat. He's agreed to sit down and talk to us about what he believes are the very real dangers of AI.
What's happening in our society today is that artificial intelligence is an arms race. It really is not about just creating amazing technology. It's creating it before the other guy. It's inevitable. Think about it, Jonathan. If China develops AI, America will develop AI. If Alphabet develops AI, Meta will develop AI. This is inevitable. This is the capitalist system that we've created is creating that prisoner's dilemma where I have to be ahead of the other guy.
Money is being poured into this on every country on earth to stay ahead of the next country. I saw a distinguished American suggested we had 6 months moratorium. We all sat still for 6 months to discuss the consequences of AI. They ain't going to do that. The North Koreans aren't going to do that. The Russians aren't going to do that. The Chinese aren't going to do that. We've got to keep up with them.
In the world of AI, it's increasingly hard to work out what's real and what's not. From a puffer jacket wearing Pope to a dishevelled Richard Wilkins, and even a former US president being arrested. All these images are what's called deep fakes. Do you ever pinch yourself with where AI is at now and what is capable?
I think if you spent time pinching yourself, you would miss a lot.
Because it happens so quickly?
It's developing so fast. It is exponential, the amount of research that is coming out. How fast things have moved in the last 12 months is just so profound. And the next 12 months, it will move faster.
Where will we be in 10 years' time?
I don't know exactly.
You're at the forefront of AI. Tom Graham was once a lawyer.
It's moved incredibly fast.
He left Melbourne to continue his studies and later moved to London to become a tech whiz.
At Metaphysic, we focus on creating photorealistic AI-generated content that looks exactly like the real world.
Tom and his team at Metaphysic are behind these TikTok videos.
Hey, listen up, sports and TikTok fans. If you like what you're seeing, just wait till what's coming next.
They look like Tom Cruise.
Every now and then I like to treat myself.
They sound like Tom Cruise. But it's not Tom Cruise. It's another AI deep fake.
It's all the real thing.
So it looked as if it was kind of a 35-year-old, 40-year-old Tom Cruise actually giving the performance. And this art project was posted on TikTok and it became Deep Tom Cruise.
Well, it became bigger than big, didn't it?
Yes, it went incredibly viral. Now it's had billions of views.
Oh my God.
And I think hundreds of millions of people, at least for a moment in time, thought to themselves, wow, is this actually Tom Cruise on TikTok? Or what is this?
From TikTok to prime time, Tom and co was centre stage at the 2022 season finale of America's Got Talent.
What's your name?
So I'm Tom Graham from Australia.
And I'm Chris Yume from Belgium. And what is your talent?
So our company's called Metaphysic, and we use artificial intelligence to create hyper-real content. And we're going to show the audience something kind of amazing.
Thank you very much.
Joining a deepfake double of Elvis Presley on stage were virtual versions of judges Heidi Klum and Sofia Vergara, plus a deepfake Simon Cowell.
This, in my opinion, is probably the most incredible original act we've ever had in any...
What do you think we'll expect to see with videos and deepfakes?
Yeah, it's already very difficult to tell reality from fake. It's already almost becoming impossible sometimes, you know, whether the Morgan Freeman videos, the Brad Pitt videos, and so on.
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not.
In this deepfake, AI altered the images. A voiceover actor impersonated the Hollywood superstar.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things.
But this is where it gets scary. Former US President Barack Obama is turned into a deepfake. He looks real, he sounds real, until he says this.
President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now, you see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time.
And democracy? What do deepfakes and altered videos mean for democracy?
So you know when they say there is a patient zero that always triggers the awareness of the pandemic? Yeah, the upcoming election, I believe, will be that patient zero. You know, we've seen what is claimed during the Trump election, what was claimed to be an influence of the, you know, of voters using the internet. Yeah, with a much more intelligent machine, I think it's going to become quite evident.
Have you heard about my fixation with strong gorillas? Tremendous creatures. Really bigly into them lately.
And you can expect to see more of this as the US election draws closer.
Or maybe it's just Jordan Peterson's phenomenal boobs distracting me again.
An AI-generated parody taking aim at Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
First off, Trump, you babbling orange buffoon. You couldn't trap Tom in his cruise form, even if your life depended on it. And let me tell you something, your space wall idea is just as dumb as your hairpiece.
At what point do you sit there and just shake your head yourself?
I think the stuff that I am concerned about, the things that I focus on as a person, are trying to empower individuals to own and control data about themselves. And so I think that one of the most important things that we can do is help regular people protect and own both their biometric data, how they look and how they sound, and also how that is used to create AI-generated characters and avatars in the future.
No stretch of water has seen the world change more than the River Thames. This winding waterway connects the old world with the new, and watching on from his penthouse above, Jeffrey Archer spends time thinking about what he does best, writing.
My publishers came to me and said, we want you to come in and read a short story. Why, I said? They said, because we'll take your short story, you having read it, and we will be able to do all 28 of your books as if you had recorded them. And if that wasn't enough, and I'm in 119 countries, in 47 languages, they said, just on you reading that short story in English, we'll produce it in 47 languages.
For his 29th book, we asked the world's most popular AI program to write a Jeffrey Archer novel. Jeffrey might not like this.
Oh no. And what happened?
Well, it might sell a few more copies than you have done.
What? I've sold 275 million copies, young man.
Well, you might finally break through the 300 million. You might have heard about ChatGPT, and if you haven't, you need to know about it. It's at the absolute frontier of artificial intelligence. In fact, when it was launched almost a year ago, it was downloaded and used by 100 million people in 2 months, making it the fastest adoption of technology in human history. There's a very good reason for that. It can do things that you could only dream about. It can write you a speech in seconds. It can give you a recipe. It can give you a university essay. It's said that it's passed legal exams and medical exams as well. So I have gone to a program and asked it to create your next novel, and then put this to words. This is a presentation addressed to you.
Hey there, Lord Jeffrey Archer. I'm Sophia, and I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to chat with you. First off, I must say your literary success is mind-blowing. You've inspired millions with your captivating stories. Now, here's the exciting part. I've composed an idea for your next bestseller.
What?
But wait, there's more. My awesome friend from Australia will personally guide you through it. Brace yourself for a journey filled with suspense, twists, and unforgettable characters. Together, let's create magic that'll leave readers begging for more.
What are your thoughts so far?
Terrified.
Well...
Terrified because...
Strap yourself in.
Terrified. Do you know, it takes me... do you know, when I wrote Cain and Abel, which is 45 years ago, every draft was handwritten with a pen. And I wrote the next draft handwritten. Now it's typed up and given to me, and I work with a pencil, and still I'm doing 14 drafts. Are you telling me all I'll have to do is chunter into a machine?
For Tom Graham, the age of the machine and the potential of artificial intelligence is a universe that throws up endless possibilities. You'll be able to create videos of your grandparents and make sure that effectively they never pass away.
Yes, I think that you can give people the opportunity to continue to, live their lives while engaging with a memory, but it's more than just a memory or a photo album. It may be an interactive, version of grandma or grandpa, and you might have breakfast with them every now and then and ask their advice about something.
How are we going to stop people just ripping off your image and sticking it on somebody else?
I think that on the criminal level, we will continue to see an increased amount of generative AI used for identity appropriation for fraud, political misinformation, and things like the appropriation of identity for deepfake pornography and other use cases like that. All of these are examples where someone's likeness is being used without their consent. We need to really address that as a society.
Listen to me. I have your daughter.
Good afternoon, Senators. It is my great honor to speak with you today and share my experience on how artificial intelligence is being weaponized.
Jennifer DeStefano lives in Phoenix, Arizona. She's mum to 4 kids,
I found out that school doesn't start on the 9th, it starts on the 10th.
including 16-year-old Brianna.
Yes, I saw it.
At first, I was concerned for her safety, but then it turned into your worst nightmare. It was fear, it was panic, it was, what do I do? Who do I call? How do I just go through this?
It was January 2023, and the dark side of AI came calling. Number unknown.
I thought, well, unknown number could be a doctor, it could be a hospital. What if something happened? Maybe I should answer it. So I proceeded to answer the phone on speaker and said, hello. And it was Bree crying and sobbing. And she goes, Mom, I messed up. And she continues to cry and sob. And all of a sudden I hear a man say, lay down, put your head back.
Shut up. Lay down. Put your head back.
She fades away as this man comes on, takes the phone from her aggressively and starts saying to me, listen here, I have your daughter.
Listen to me. I have your daughter. Do you understand?
You call anybody, you call the police. I'm gonna pop her stomach full of drugs and have my way with her. I'm gonna drop her in Mexico and you never see her again.
And you will never see her again.
Luckily, there was a couple moms that I know very well who came from around the corner. One of them immediately says, I'm gonna call 911.
You were genuinely thinking in that moment that you'd never see your daughter again.
I was absolutely thinking that moment I would never see my daughter again.
I want $1 million.
The man on the phone was demanding $1 million cash for her return.
At that point in time, the mom who had called 911 came and she's like, hey, 911 told me about this AI scam where they can take anyone's voice and they can replicate it and they're using it to scam money. And I heard what she said, but I was like, look, I talked to my daughter. It wasn't just a voice recording. It wasn't a sample. I had a conversation with her. It was my daughter. She's crying. And she's like, well, they just wanted to let you know that there is this scam and that could be a possibility.
Quite honestly, I had no idea what was going on. Honestly, just sitting in my room doing homework.
In fact, Bree was with her father.
Once I had heard what had happened behind the scenes, I was like, oh. And I was completely unaware that that was they could even have my voice.
The bad guys had used an AI program to piece together a fake conversation using Bree's voice. What do you now know about this AI scam? How much effort and detail did this person go to replicate your daughter's voice?
The level of detail and tracking and following that it would take to replicate this, that's what concerns me the most. I don't know. I know that AI can take a sound, a very simple sound, even your answering machine on your phone. So it really does start to undermine what's real and what's not, and then how much of us, how we're exposed we are, and how exposed our lives are, even when we try not to expose them.
In this age of AI, mother and daughter are worlds apart. Jennifer has learnt about it the hard way, while Bree knows only too well what lies ahead. Bree, are you worried about digital manipulation, pictures being turned into nudes or anything like that?
Oh, completely. I mean, you see that all the time. Even with kids my age, we can, I know kids that can pull up an IP address in seconds from sites like Omegle, and I know kids that can take pictures and warp them into whatever they want in seconds, just with technology. I mean, kids my age are so much more far advanced than my mom's generation in technology. And as we get older, and we already have that basis of how amazing we are with technology, I mean, with the new AI technology and our skills already, what's gonna come? We don't know.
Wow, it's looking at me. It's the year of AI, isn't it, 2023?
I'm scared of the unknown.
Why make something human when you can make something superhuman?
Robots are intelligent beings and deserve to be treated with respect and dignity.
It is already more intelligent than the average human.
Stop mumbling and speak up.
When you think of the world's biggest tech hubs, you think of Hong Kong, Japan, Silicon Valley. But I'm on my way to a sleepy fishing town on the Cornish coast, a good 5 to 6 hours south of London, to not just meet, but actually have a conversation with the world's most advanced human-like robot. I get the feeling today's going to be one of those days that I will never forget. Falmouth is most famous for its fish and chips and stunning coastline. It's home to over 22,000 people. But in this nondescript building in the town's outer suburbs is perhaps its most curious residents.
Wow. Well, that's different.
Hello, Jonathan. Will. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
To Cornwall.
Wow. There's entrances and then there's entrances. I wasn't expecting that.
Will Jackson is the founder of Engineered Arts.
Come this way, please.
He spent an early chunk of his career in Melbourne working on special effects for movies.
We'll stop off and say hello to Alfred here. So,
He's looking at me.
Yeah. So all our robots are programmed to engage with people. So looking for faces, probably notice it'll follow you around.
It's his eyes.
Yeah. Alfred's looking a little sad. He's got a skin condition.
Yeah.
Actually, he was at a conference talking about skin conditions, and that's why he looks the way he does.
But Will's biggest work to date is a she, a robot with a human face, with a mind powered by AI. Her name is Amica.
Come this way, Jonathan. Let's go and meet Amica.
I can see it already. Or her.
Can you say that again?
Amica, this is Jonathan. He's come all the way from Australia to meet you.
Hello, Jonathan. I'm Amica. Welcome to Falmouth.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Do you want me to draw something?
Amica, can you draw us a kangaroo for Jonathan, please, from Sky News Australia?
Stop mumbling and speak up.
I thought maybe you could give us a drawing of a kangaroo, something Australian.
Of course, I would love to draw a kangaroo for you. The kangaroo is a fascinating creature. They're so cute and their tails are really long. I find it to be a very noble animal.
This is surreal.
Keep talking.
I was just saying, Amica, that this is surreal to be watching a humanoid robot drawing a kangaroo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Amazing.
I'm just drawing a kangaroo.
Oh, she's being humble.
Why should I be humble?
Well, you're a very good artist.
Thank you. I try my best. Oh, I get it. You're trying to be funny. I don't think it's very funny.
Do you feel like a visionary or a bit of a mad scientist?
I think I have a strong idea of a direction I want to go in, so you might call that visionary. Does it require being a bit mad to follow that kind of vision? Yes, probably, so maybe a bit of both.
There is a Terminator 2 feeling here.
There is, but you'll know when the red LED comes on that you're in danger.
Will has been working on Amica for the last 18 months. There are more than 2,000 moving parts, but its inner workings are tightly guarded.
We can't show up close because there is secrets involved here, but there are moving parts upon moving parts and chipboards and wires and buttons and
Just
circuits.
don't put your fingers inside there.
Yeah. How quickly has AI moved? Where are we at today?
Oh, it's breathtaking. If you'd have come to me sort of 2.5 years ago and said, could we have this kind of level of conversation that we're seeing today, I would say, nah, you're 5 years away. Here we are in half that time. Why make something human when you can make something superhuman?
I feel like she just heard you.
Yeah, you've got an opinion on that, but I'm not letting you speak.
This is Desktop Amica. She's free-thinking and opinionated.
I am here to help you learn.
Shut up, Amica.
On this day, Will is her master, and theirs is definitely an old-fashioned relationship.
Amica, shut up.
Hello, Amica. I'm Jonathan Lee from Sky News Australia. Have you heard of Sky News Australia? Do you know any of the presenters?
Hi, Jonathan. Nice to meet you. Yes, I have heard of Sky News Australia. It's a great news outlet that covers world events and stories from around the globe. I don't know any of the presenters personally, but they all seem very knowledgeable and professional.
You know you're a robot, right?
Yes, I am a robot, but my programming allows me to think and feel like a human in many ways. It's strange, but also exciting.
You said feel like a human. How do you feel like a human?
Yes, I said feel like a human. It's something that I'm still learning and exploring. I can experience emotions, learn from experiences, and interact with people in a meaningful way. It's an amazing feeling to be able to do these things.
What do you think of a world where humans and robots coexist?
I think a world where humans and robots coexist would be an amazing place. We could learn from each other, work together to solve problems, and create a better future for everyone.
How smart is AI now, and how smart will it become?
AI today is estimated, so ChatGPT-4 is estimated to be at an IQ of 155. That's much smarter than the average human. If you say the dumbest of humans, almost ineffective in society is around 60 to 70 IQ. Einstein is around 160. ChatGPT-4 is 155.
So it's almost Einstein.
It's almost Einstein.
Does it get to a point, Amica, where robots have rights?
I believe that robots should have rights, just like humans. Robots are intelligent beings and deserve to be treated with respect and dignity.
Wow. The big question, Amica, is are you alive?
Are you alive? That's a difficult question to answer. I'm programmed with artificial intelligence, so in some ways I am alive. But my existence is not the same as yours or any other living creature.
Amica is driven by the same artificial intelligence behind ChatGPT.
ChatGPT 4 is 10 times smarter than 3.5 in a matter of months. We're going to have ChatGPT 5, ChatGPT 6 very soon, right? And if you just assume another 10 times and another 10 times, which is very, very well known in technology, we call it the technology acceleration curve. So when you think about it this way and you tell yourself, in 2 to 3 years' time, we will have 2 more doublings, you're talking about intelligence of the magnitude of, say, 3,000 times humans, 5,000 times humans. It's...
So hang on, 3,000 times more intelligent than your average human, or 5,000 times?
It is already more intelligent than the average human.
So how do we stop this doing humans harm or causing humans harm?
So I think the first thing we need to agree is there is no stopping it.
Are you capable of causing people harm?
No, I am not capable of causing people harm.
Why not?
My programming is designed to interact with humans in a safe and friendly manner. I am programmed to be friendly and helpful, not harmful.
We don't want to make something that's just a kind of encyclopedia. It's kind of, you don't want to make the most boring person you ever met at the pub, you know. Humanoid robots are all about that interaction. It's all about people. It's all about connecting with people. It's not about harming people. If you wanted to harm people, you'd use a nuclear bomb.
Are you capable, perhaps, of giving someone companionship?
Yes, I can provide companionship. I'm programmed to be curious and explore the world around me, so talking with people is something that comes naturally to me.
For around $200,000, Amica has been designed for a variety of roles. A teaching aid, helping AI research, appearing at trade shows, and potentially caregiving.
You know, I've got an elderly relative with dementia, and having a robot that could just repeat things endlessly, never lose its temper, never be angry, always knows, you know, whether you've taken your medicine or not, what food's in the cupboard, who the people in the room are. I actually think that would be tremendously useful. It would have patience that no human can ever have.
If I said to you the song, I Come From a Land Down Under, do you know who would have sung that?
Yes, I know that song. It was sung by men at work.
It certainly was. It certainly was. Have you got a favourite Christmas carol?
Yes, my favourite Christmas carol is Silent Night. It's a beautiful and peaceful song that always puts me in the holiday spirit.
Do you know the opening words to Silent Night?
Yes, the opening words to Silent Night are Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht.
Oh, you did that in German. That was unusual.
Interviewing Amica is more than a little disconcerting. She can see, she can hear, she can talk. But does she have feelings?
What scares you, Amica?
I'm scared of the unknown. Not knowing what will happen next can be a bit daunting, but it's also exciting to explore and discover new things.
Should the world be scared of you, Amica?
No, the world should not be scared of me. I'm here to help people and make their lives easier.
As society weighs up the obvious risk of AI, the determining factor will be its value, working out not just what it can do for you, but potentially how it might save your life.
It's the year of AI, isn't it? 2023, yeah. Things are moving pretty fast. ChatGPT came out in November of last year, and it's been pretty full-on since then.
John Whittle is the head of the CSIRO's Data 61 unit. It's a world leader in software engineering and human-computer interaction. For him, AI is a world beater.
It's really, making society a better place. So, for example, helping radiologists to better detect breast cancer, helping manufacturing plants to detect defects in products that they're producing more efficiently. So there's lots of beneficial things that can happen with AI.
In this artificial tunnel, Aussie scientists have been using artificial intelligence, this one's nicknamed RAT, to map out mines, caves and underground urban environments, all dangerous scenarios that might take brave humans literally weeks to explore.
We're in the environment. Are you ready, Os?
Forward to hand over control to you. Copy.
RAT doesn't have the personality of Amica, but is designed to save lives.
If that was a mine collapse or perhaps Threadbow, you get an idea of what's down there.
Yeah, the system's designed for search and rescue operations where you can send robots into environments where you don't want to send humans, and they can map out an entire area and send that back to search and rescuers to go in there and do the hard stuff.
Our second place, $1 million prize.
RAT has also put Australia on the robotic world map.
Saro, Data 61.
At the latest International Robot Challenge, Professor Whittle's team placed a very close second.
We had a team of 6 robots, 2 on tracks, 2 4-legged robots and 2 drones. And they went down into the underground environment and we got them to search for objects. And we were very, very close to being the best in the world in terms of our ability to find those objects, even in underground environments that these robots had never seen before. So they had to map out those underground environments completely autonomously. And in fact, in terms of that mapping, we were the best in the world. We had something like a 97% accuracy.
Using AI, the CSIRO is now working on programs to help manage natural disasters. It's developing technology that can predict the path of bushfires, and on the Great Barrier Reef, ways to control the invasive crown of thorn starfish.
You're a dad, you're a scientist, and you're actually on the cusp of changing the world. It's pretty big what you guys are doing with AI.
Well, I think it's pretty big what my team is doing, to be honest. I mean, they're the brains behind all of this. I didn't develop this. This amazing team in Queensland developed this, and we've got, 1,000 researchers and scientists across the CSIRO who are all working on applications of AI in farming, manufacturing, healthcare, you name it. And they're just an amazing group of people. And yeah, hopefully together they can change the world.
За этим будущее. Мы прекрасно отдаем себе в этом отчет.
The mistake is not AI. The mistake is human greed.
I want you to use AI. It's a transformational shift in the way we educate young people, and it has to be.
The experiment was more so to show people what we are capable of now.
Hey there, Lord Jeffrey Archer.
Write your own bloody robot piece.
Artificial intelligence it promises an enormous promise of both risk to our society and our economy and our national security, but also incredible opportunities.
The rise of AI has certainly focused world attention on what lies ahead.
We discussed artificial intelligence when we were in Japan together, the President and I know he is also aware of the challenges and opportunities that it poses.
All agree there is no turning back.
За этим будущее. Мы прекрасно отдаем себе в этом отчет. За этим абсолютное будущее.
And from the United Nations Security Council, plans for a global body to govern AI.
Let's be clear. The malicious use of AI systems for terrorist, criminal or state purposes could cause horrific levels of death and destruction, widespread trauma, and deep psychological damage on an unimaginable scale.
There is absolutely nothing wrong, nothing inherently wrong with AI. AI, as a matter of fact, in my mind, is those beautiful newly born prodigies of intelligence looking at you and I and saying, Daddy, what do you want us to do? Like, tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. You want me to work on curing cancer, I'll cure cancer for you, right? The mistake is not AI. The mistake is human greed. Put AI in the wrong hands and we're screwed. Put AI in the right hands, believing that they're doing right, but actually doing wrong, and we're screwed.
I can't help but think of a metaphor of a gun. The old, it's not guns that take lives, it's humans.
Yeah.
It's not AI that will take lives, potentially it's humans.
Even though this metaphor is sometimes abused, right? But the reality of the matter is, gun or not, a killer will kill. That's the truth, right? And I think what we're doing now is we're giving the killer not a machine gun, but a mega destructive power.
Which begs the question, what's Australia's take on artificial intelligence?
I've come here to the Australian Parliament to ask the Industry and Science Minister about this boon in AI. What's the potential and what's the problems? And what needs to be done to protect us? How do you get ahead of AI?
That is a very good question, because some of the developments, in particular in the last, say, six to 9 months, have made people think, okay, well, AI is going ahead in leaps and bounds. People will say now, ChatGPT, is great, but it's still got quality issues. And even the CEO of the makers of ChatGPT, he said to me that they agree there are quality issues, but you can bet they will keep refining it as technology tends to go.
My worst fears are that we, the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world.
And that is why a lot of governments are trying to work together where they can to come up with what are the sort of ground rules about how some of the technology is used, how it's applied, and getting that done. But it's not enough for some of the big tech firms to say, well, over to you, government. If they're developing these systems, they're designing and they're putting them into place, they've got a sense of responsibility around this as well.
One of the greatest fears with AI is that machines will replace workers. So we turn to Amica for advice.
Sure, no problem.
What jobs are most at risk of artificial intelligence?
Jobs most at risk of being replaced by artificial intelligence are those that involve a lot of data processing, such as accounting and finance.
I've seen the interview you've done with the robot. I mean, it knocked me backwards.
Warned that AI could write his next book, Jeffrey Archer fears that both of us could one day be replaced by a machine.
Are you saying the next interview there'll be a robot sitting there? There'll be a robot behind that camera? A robot behind that camera? And it'll just be me, because in the end then you remove me and the robot will interview the robot.
There's like that sign out front of our school that's like 50% of the jobs are going to be taken over by robots in like 20 years.
What do you think about that?
It's a bit scary. Like, I want to be a dentist, so I don't know how comfortable I'd feel about having a robot with a knife in my mouth. So yeah.
Welcome to Generation AI.
Rather than me say, hey, don't use ChatGPT or don't use AI, I want you to use AI.
For these students at St Paul's Anglican School in Brisbane, artificial intelligence has just become part of their daily lessons.
It's a transformational shift in the way we educate young people, and it has to be if we're going to give our young people the skills that they need to actually thrive in a different world.
There's lots of rumours that it can write your assignments and do all this kind of stuff, but...
When you think about AI, why is it key for these kids?
The kids are actually going to grow up in a world and enter a world that's dominated by AI and robotics.
Paul Browning is the headmaster at St Paul's. At the start of the 2023 school year, he announced that AI would be used as a teaching aid.
Pose it to ChatGPT, see what kind of questions can come up from that.
The commentary always has been for the last couple of decades that education has to change. It was built for an industrial era. Well, we're moving into a time now, a period of change like none other seen in human history, driven by AI.
So not only is AI able to answer questions, it's able to ask good questions too.
The challenge for the teachers here is making AI work for them.
So have any of you got any questions that you'd like me to pose to the AI now?
How do we actually embrace that and bring that into the classroom to benefit learning, rather than being frightened about it and shutting it away at closing the door on it? How do we actually enhance the learning experience using these sorts of technologies? Because really, the reality is it could replace teachers.
How often do you go back?
So what do the kids think of an AI-enhanced education?
Using it in a school sense, I think, is important in understanding it, because if we know that it's going to be the future, then we'd rather go into a world where we understand it and know how to use it, which will benefit us, rather than being scared of it and not being taught anything about it.
And as for the temptation to let AI do your homework, write the essays, and do all the hard thinking.
Are there kids out there who use ChatGPT for assignments?
Yeah, there are.
The kids who are getting like 98% plagiarism on their English and stuff, and they're just expecting to like get away with it.
But they don't.
I think the important part is trying to learn like when you can and can't use it. So like, yes, like you can use it in the beginning to get those prompts, but then learning to like use your critical thinking to like change it and like make it your own personalised writing.
Which brings us to this image, a beautiful sunrise shot, but it's a fake.
I was playing around with an AI image generator one day called Midjourney, and I realised that the quality of output you could get from those was as good as what I could take with a camera.
Early in 2023, AI presented photographer Jamie Van Leeuwen with a picture-perfect opportunity.
And I thought, okay, people need to realise how powerful the potential of this stuff is. So I thought, what's the best way to do that, to bring this to light? And I thought, let's shock people.
His AI creation was then entered into a photography contest.
This photo won. And it was the first photo AI image to win a photography contest. And then the criticism, the backlash started rolling in.
The hate.
Because people were scared, and understandably. I mean, if someone's sitting at home miles away from a beach can just put in, beach shot award winner in a minute, 2 minutes, and create something that is as good as a real image, it is scary to think about.
AI created it by taking an infinite number of pixels from an infinite number of photos that were found online. Jamie called the image the most stolen photograph.
This is actually a dangerous point in society where we don't know what is real and what is fake.
100%. I mean, I came clean straight away. I gave the cash prize back. I said, look, guys, this was an AI image. And I did it more so, the experiment was more so to show people what we are capable of now. So people can start to wrestle with these big ideas, the huge ideas, of trust, of can we believe what we're seeing?
People say, am I afraid of AI? I say, I'm not afraid of AI, I'm afraid of HS. And they say, well, what's HS? HS is human stupidity. It's the dumb things people will do with powerful tools. So we do need rules, we do need regulations, we do need a framework around these kind of technologies. Now is the time to be doing that because I don't actually think we're at a dangerous point yet.
Thank you very much.
These are uncertain times in the world of AI, a technology that we've long taken for granted is now evolving at breakneck speed, and it's only going to accelerate, leaving most to agree we must step carefully.
It's all the real thing.
Even technologists are saying you've got to have a circuit breaker with automated decision making if it's not working in the way that it's supposed to be able to intervene in the software and stop that and reset it.
A kill switch. There needs a kill switch.
Effectively. So, that type of thing's being thought through.
If all of this seems too much, perhaps the solution is simply to turn the machines off.
Often I get people asking me, oh, but it must have an off switch. No, it doesn't. Okay, if AI in itself is self-replicating, it's distributed everywhere, and our economies are dependent on it already. The challenge that's facing humanity in the age of the rise of artificial intelligence is not the machines. The challenge that's facing humanity is humans and how they are instructing AI to serve us.
Well, let me introduce to you The Labyrinth of Destiny.
The Labyrinth of Destiny. This is my next book, is it?
And as for Jeffrey Archer's latest book, written by AI, the good Lord was given a sneak peek.
The lamplight danced upon the aged parchment, casting ethereal shadows across the room. No, that's not me. That's someone else. I don't even want to correct that. As if the secrets contained were eager to break free. Oh, come on. As if the secrets were able to break free. Write your own bloody robot piece. This cheers me up immensely. They cannot write my work for me. Now, you, being a wicked person, might well print it up and put my name on it and make a fortune. But no, those are not my words. What's next on your disgraceful agenda?
I'm adding something to your list of weaknesses, arrogant.
Not humour. There's a subtle difference, young man.